This is an adjustable time delay circuit. When I turn on the slide switch, the red LED will come on, but nothing else. Then when I push and release the press switch, the red LED will turn off, but the lamp and motor will come on. And they will stay on for between 1 to 7 seconds, depending on the setting of the adjustable resistor. When I push and release the press switch, the C5 capacitor charges and discharges. That supplies the energy for the lamp and motor. This circuit also uses the relay and the Q2 transistor to help power the lamp and motor. Now, on the leftmost setting, the motor and lamp will remain on the shortest, only a second or two. I replaced the C5 capacitor with the C4 one, and now when I push the press switch, even though the adjustable resistor is all the way to the right, because the C4 capacitor stores less energy, the motor will only stay on for a few seconds, compared to like 7 or 8 seconds for the previous project. And as you might guess, when the adjustable resistor is set all the way to the left, the motor stays on for only about a second, not even. This project is similar to number 431, except I have the whistle chip, which will provide sound when I push the press switch. And also you can't adjust how long the whistle chip and lamp are on. It just stays on for 7 seconds, no more and no less. This is a 15-second alarm. When I push the press switch, the alarm will sound for about 15 seconds, give or take, as the C5 capacitor discharges. And as you can see, the NPN transistor helps run this circuit, in addition to the relay. The following 9 projects will show flashing numbers and letters. Each project focuses on 2 numbers or letters, and I will begin with the numbers. Here you have the number 1, and the 7-segment display, the flashing is controlled by the alarm integrated circuit. And like with other projects using the 7-segment display, you can change the numbers and letters by adjusting the connections to the component. Here you have the number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. 6. 7. Now for number 8, you would connect all of the points except for the decimal. Now for number 9, and finally 0. Now we are going to go to lowercase letters. B and C. D and E. The letter E. This is probably the trickiest lowercase letter. And then H and O. And finally, there are two uppercase letters in this project series, A and J. And there you have it with the flashing numbers and letters. This is an alarm timer. When I turn on the slide switch, the alarm will sound very briefly. Then the lamp will come on. When I push and release the press switch, the alarm will sound and the red LED will light. These components will both stay on for a short period of time as the C5 capacitor discharges. And then the lamp will come back on again. Now, I can switch the capacitor and resistor, like I'm going to now use the C1 capacitor and the R4 resistor. Let's see the difference now. The LED and alarm will turn off as soon as you release the press switch. The C1 capacitor has far less storage than the C5 one, and then also the R4 resistor will allow current to flow through the circuit more quickly. It has only a tenth of the electrical resistance as the R5 resistor. I'm going to reinsert the R5, but still the C1 capacitor is not enough. Let's try the C4 capacitor. The alarm and LED will stay on for a little bit after releasing the press switch, but the C4 capacitor still has a lot less storage than for electrical energy than the C5 one. I made some new connections by the alarm integrated circuit, so the alarm sound will be different, even though the principle of this project is the same as 444. You just have a different tone. Now, for this project and the following one, they tell you what combinations to use for the capacitor and resistor. I am going to replace the R5 resistor with the C5 capacitor with the C3 one. And the alarm stays on for only a second after you release the press switch. I'm going to insert both the R4 and C4 resistor and capacitor. And then finally, I'm going to leave the R4 resistor in place and place the C5 capacitor. And even though the C5 capacitor stores a lot more energy than the other capacitors, the R4 resistor allows the current to flow through the circuit more quickly. That's why it doesn't stay on as long as when you are using the R5 resistor. I changed the connections for the alarm integrated circuit again, so there will be yet another tone. Now it sounds like a machine gun, a Tommy gun. But for time's sake, since I showed you the principle of using a different capacitor and resistor with the previous project, I'm not going to do it for this one. The following 6 projects feature bird sounds. When I turn on the slide switch, although it's not very loud, you hear a chirping sound, like a bird. And now for the 5 variants, I will modify the circuit so that you hear different sounds. For example, next, I am going to replace the C4 capacitor with the C3 one. Now it sounds a lot different. Then I am going to use the C5 capacitor. Now the chirps last longer than in the previous 2 projects. Now using the jumper wires, I am going to connect the whistle chip between these 2 points. That sounds pretty cute. Now I am going to connect the whistle chip between these 2 points. Now it sounds a little bit louder. Now using the jumper wires again, I am going to connect the whistle chip between these 2 points. I actually just need 1 jumper wire. And now finally, I am going to replace the R5 resistor with the photoresistor. And now I can adjust the sound by waving my fingers over the photoresistor. I'm not going to do it, but you can redo projects 448 through 451. This is like a touch control bird sound. This is a very unusual project. This circuit would allow you to record and play back the sound of the motor as it is spinning. However, I haven't been able to get the circuit to record the sound. But what you're supposed to do is, when the jumper wire is connected to this point here, the motor will come on. And then you would turn on the slide switch. You would hear a beeping sound, and then after a short while, you'll hear 2 beeps indicating that the recording time is over. Then after you turn off the slide switch and then disconnect the motor by removing the end of the jumper wire, you would push the press switch and you would hear sound on the motor. So that's how it would work. Again, it would not work for me, so this is just an explanation only. When I turn on this slide switch, the green LED comes on, but the red LED and motor stay off. Now when I push and hold the press switch, the green LED turns off, but the red LED comes on, and the motor also spins. Be very careful so that your hand or fingers don't contact the spinning motor. But when I release the press switch, the motor and red LED turn off and the green LED comes back on. When I turn on the slide switch, you will hear a loud, high-pitched buzzing sound as the contacts in the relay open and close at a very high rate. This will generate an AC voltage that will cause the whistle chip to sound and vibrate as well. I replaced the whistle chip with the speaker. Now when I turn on the slide switch, it's going to be much louder. Again, the relay contacts are generating an AC voltage to power the speaker. I replaced the speaker with the 6-volt lamp, and now when I turn on the slide switch, the lamp comes on, and you hear the relay contacts buzzing. However, there is no external source of sound, like the speaker or whistle chip. The contacts are producing the AC voltage for the lamp.